Everybody, Phi Farley here. It's December 18th. It's Tuesday. We have got a huge slate of college basketball. Today's a great day to tune in because there is a lot of plays to break down. To get a daily best bet has actually been really difficult. Old saying, think long, think wrong, is playing a factor here with me. So I got one best bet I want to get out to you. I'll probably share a couple other leans that I have or a couple other plays actually that have taken. So tune in or hold on one second. I'm going to get to that here in just a brief moment. We also got NBA action, small slate of games, 4 games tonight. I like a side there as well. And then we also got the Boca Raton Bowl college football action, Northern Illinois and UAB. If you want to check out that pick, feel free to check out my other video and the college bowls picks. I broke down every single bowl game, so check that out if you haven't already done so. And again, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell, get my picks as they come out each and every day. All right, so yesterday, coming off a win, yesterday was a great day. Took 3 WAC teams, Cal Baptist, Seattle, New Mexico State. Congrats to those who took New Mexico State in the daily best bet. But the other 2 were much better winners as far as easier. Didn't have to sweat them. New Mexico State still wins by 12, covering the 8.5, which was great. So now, looking at tonight, there's a couple games that I like. One early is East Carolina-Charlotte under the 128.5. Charlotte plays a very slow tempo, one of the slowest tempos in college basketball, averaging just 61 points per game to their opponent at home. East Carolina will play to that tempo, I believe. I don't think this one will hit 120, so I think under 128 is a 128.5 is a good play. Interesting matchup in Syracuse tonight. Buffalo undefeated 10-0 going into Syracuse as an underdog. I think Syracuse has this one. I think Syracuse will win. Right now the line at 3, open at 3 up to 3.5. But the game I'm going to pick tonight is going to be USC Pac-12. USC, who I think is going to end up closer to the top of the Pac-12 by the end of conference play. And Santa Clara is going to end up towards the bottom of the WCC by the end of the season. Santa Clara, I think, is a little overrated. USC, a little underrated. Had a very tough out-of-conference games, and they've fallen short. Here, they're getting an inferior opponent. Even though it is on the road, it's not a very, well, it's a little bit of a distance. California is a big state. A little bit of distance here, but I still like USC laying the 8.5. I think they win this one by double digits, of course, fairly easily. I'm going to jump over to one other game. That's my best bet, though, is going USC minus the 8.5. One other game that's real interesting is this Eastern Washington hosting South Dakota State. South Dakota State 0-3 on the road, coming off a Nevada loss that was down to the wire. They really pushed Nevada to the limits, almost ruining their undefeated season so far. Eastern Washington, on the other hand, losing at Stanford. And if you had my play the day before that, daily best bet, not the day before, but the game before, was San Francisco covering against Eastern Washington. Eastern Washington has really not been the greatest team, especially with all of these road games. Now they're back home, playing better at home. Sharp money coming in on Eastern Washington. This line opened up at 8.5 in favor of South Dakota. Now it's down to 7 in favor of South Dakota. Something interesting is going on here. I think it might be worth a play on Eastern to follow this sharp money, or a first half play for Eastern Washington before South Dakota State gets their bearings and starts to come back, going down to Mike Dom, the Dominator there. But I wouldn't expect him to have a great game out of the gates, especially seeing this line where it opened a clear, it's about 6.5 points off of what KP would have it at. Plus sharper money coming in on Eastern Washington. Typically, this is going to be an Eastern Washington cover. So check that out. If you have any insight on that, feel free to throw it down in the comments. But good luck, everyone, tonight. Daily best bet, USC minus the 8.5. And big slate of games. If you got any you like, feel free to throw those down in the comments. See you again soon.